Hi, my name's Stacy Willson, and I'm here to talk about disability, particularly mental disabilities in academia. And I just wanted to uh, touch on this subject and let you know the research that I have found. I pulled a lot of this information from Mind of the Life Interrupted, which we read, but I also found a really wonderful book regarding the same concept, which is called Mad at School, Rhetorics of Mental Disability in Academic Life. Now, these two books were very similar in the fact that they, pardon me, that they took personal narratives from both students and faculty in academia regarding mental health and disability. So what I wanted to mention is the stereotypes of mental disability, particularly bipolar. Because of all the resources that I found, bipolar came up the most. And so what bipolar is, characterized by the WHO, is at least 2 episodes in which the patient's mood and activity levels are significantly disturbed. This disturbance consisting on some occasions of an elevation of mood and on other occasions have a decreased mood or depression. So with that being said, it makes it difficult for someone with bipolar to do the normative class, which the normative class means showing up on time, engaging in the full conversation of the course, and of course, actually being at the course. And all the things that go along with that, the group settings and everything that goes along with being in a normative classroom setting. Now, what people can do if they have a mental disability like bipolar is they can approach the disability services office and they can get access or accommodations. Some people prefer the word access because if you think about an accommodation, it's like someone's holding your hand and accommodating you on your walk through the university life. Now, in academia, it can be very stressful and with deadlines and things like that. And so people can check into their disability office and see what they offer. Now, I did that myself, so I have a firsthand experience of what that was like. And I will give you another case after this. My experience was I went there and I proved that I was on disability because I have paperwork that shows that. But next, they wanted medical records. And I thought to myself, I don't really want to give a stranger my medical records. It's just not something I want to do. And so I went ahead and I asked what options are available for people that have disability. And they basically told me that they would contact the professor, tell them I have a disability, and then extend assignment due dates and things like that. And so I thought, no, I don't want assignment due date extensions because all that it will do is get me piles of work and I won't be able to finish everything on time because it's a constant load of work. And so then when I declined that, she referred me to counseling advising. So they're basically helping you with study tips to get your time management together and things like that. Now, that's not always the case when a person with a mental health disability enters into the disability services office. What usually happens is they might not have paperwork to show that they have bipolar. So then they have to go to an evaluation, which can take up to 6 weeks. And this was a case with a gal. It took her 2 weeks to get the appointment for the disability services. So you're talking 8 weeks. And in the meantime, she's really struggling with school and trying to get ahead, but yet, knowing that she needs the help. And so that can be a real deterrent for people who have that disability. And what occasionally happens is they get so far behind that they just drop out of school. They turn to substance abuse and many other sort of negative lines of and aspects. And so what I discovered through my research is one particular model. It's called the critical model of disability. It places an equal emphasis on socially constructed disability and an individual's impairment, offers us a useful lens to study the psychological needs of the students in the social context of receiving help. Now, this also affects faculty members as well. A lot of people, students and faculty members, do not want to disclose their disability due to stigmatization that occurs when the professors or their faculty or the academic colleagues find out that that is the case. And so what we found is that there's just a vulnerability, facilitation and accommodations really aren't the best for their needs. There are solutions. There situates the educational barrier in the institutional policies and structures, not the student's body. The critical social model of disability is the theme that in most of the articles and books that I found. Little research has been done on student-specific needs for bipolar or socioeconomic barriers experienced by those with disability. People with bipolar can be dysfunctional, and they can have difficult episodes of illness which prevent them from doing their schoolwork and again dropping out. And according to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 5 people actually have a mental illness. So for this to be something of a stigmatization or a judgment should not be, because it's a normal thing now for people to have mental illness, unfortunately. However, when you're getting into academia and you're getting into, say, master's and PhD level classes, 86% of students with mental illness or bipolar may never finish their college degree. Now, that was in 2005. It may be more now. And with coronavirus being an issue right now, anxiety levels are spiking through the roof. Mental health providers are being overwhelmed because of this mental health crisis. One of the things that came up is the scholars of disability can remind us of the relevance of the narrative genre for giving a voice to speak against dominant perceptions of mental illness or bipolar. The faculty could be shown that interactions pose serious problems to students with disabilities. Despite disability laws, colleges continue to ignore the needs of disabled students. Professors should be asked to use the critical social model for viewing disabilities as a social phenomenon beyond the tangible fact. Now, the ultimate goal of the critical social model is to give access through environmental support, inclusion, and consideration, transforming the albiest university. And there's this concept called crip time, which is in relation to normative time, with expected amount of time non-disabled students can complete their coursework. Again, training professors about bipolar disorder is a wonderful way to approach mental health. And then there are other ways, such as, regional disability conferences and things like that.